Have you ever felt like you're literally fighting your own brain, especially when it comes to your phone? Well, today we're going to dive deep into dopamine, the chemical that's right at the center of that whole struggle. And I'm telling you, it is not what you think it is. Understanding it, that's the first real step to taking back control.
Oh yeah, we've all been there. You're just lost in the scroll, right? But what if I told you it's not about a lack of willpower? It's actually a really powerful system in your brain that has been expertly, and I mean expertly, hijacked. So let's break down exactly how it works.
Okay, so let's get one thing straight off the bat. For years, we've heard that dopamine is the pleasure chemical. But honestly, that's only half the story, and it's not even the most important half. The real secret to understanding your habits is knowing the difference between wanting something and actually liking it. Think of wanting as the engine. It's the gas pedal for your desires. It's that craving, that motivation that gets you up off the couch to go get a snack. That's dopamine pushing you to act. Liking, on the other hand, that's the actual enjoyment of the snack. It's the satisfaction. And here's the crazy part. It's driven by a totally different set of chemicals in your brain.
And this is the key that unlocks the whole thing. It means you can get trapped in a cycle of wanting, where you're just constantly chasing a reward that doesn't even bring you that much pleasure when you finally get it. Sound familiar? That's the dopamine loop in action, my friends.
So how does our brain take a simple want and turn it into this automatic habit we just do without even thinking about it? Well, it all comes down to a really simple three-step process. It's called the habit loop. It looks simple, but it is so powerful. Let's say your cue is feeling a little bored. Your routine is to pick up your phone and open a social media app. The reward is that quick hit of distraction. Your brain immediately learns to connect that boredom with the sweet, sweet reward of distraction. And boom, a habit is born. Now, the more you run that loop, the stronger it gets. It gets faster, more automatic, and to the craving is almost irresistible. Pretty soon, just the cue itself, that tiny feeling of boredom, is enough to trigger this massive urge to do the routine, whether you consciously want to or not. All right, now this is where it gets a little scary. That habit loop, it isn't just some random quirk of our biology. Nope, it's a blueprint. And it's being used by some of the biggest companies in the world to keep you completely hooked on their products. Your social media feed, your favorite game on your phone, even the online shopping apps, these aren't just passive tools. They are carefully crafted environments built to exploit your brain's reward system and keep you coming back for more and more and more. Every single time you see that little red notification bubble, that's a cue promising a reward. Every time you're just scrolling through endless feed, that's a routine with no stopping point. And every time you get a like, that's the reward that tells your brain, hey, do that again. It's a perfect never-ending cycle. And the real secret weapon in all of this? Variable rewards. It's basically like playing a slot machine. You never know when you're going to hit the jackpot. You don't know what the next video is going to be or which post is going to get a bunch of likes. That unpredictability is exactly what makes you keep pulling the lever, or in this case, keep scrolling the screen. And that's precisely what's happening. In your brain, every like, every comment, every single new piece of content is like a tiny little dopamine snack. It's delicious, and it is incredibly effective at keeping you there. Okay, but it is not all doom and gloom, I promise. The same brain system that can be used to trap you in these bad habits, it can also be used to build amazing new ones. It is time to take back the controls. See, the habit loop is really just a tool, and like any tool, you can use it for good or you can use it for bad. You have the power to decide which habits you want to build and which ones you want to break. It's called the golden rule of habit change, and it's brilliant because it's so simple. Get this, you keep the cue, and you keep the reward, but you consciously change the routine in the middle. You don't fight the craving, you just feed it something better. So let's make this real. Imagine you have a habit of scrolling through your phone every afternoon when you hit that 3 p.m. slump. The cue is I'm feeling bored, and the reward your brain actually wants is just a mental break. So instead of fighting that urge, what if you just went for a quick walk? You'd still get that mental break you were craving, but you'd be building a way healthier habit in the process. See how that works? Here are a few tools you can use to start rewiring your own habits, like Today. You can turn off your notifications. That gets rid of a ton of cues right there. You can find a healthy replacement for your bad habits, like swapping that endless scroll for a 5-minute walk or just listening to a song. These are real, targeted strategies to get your focus back. Look, this isn't about being perfect or having some kind of superhuman willpower.
It's just about understanding how your brain works and using that knowledge to build a life that's more intentional and more fulfilling. You have the blueprint now. It's time to start building.
So I'll just leave you with this. Now that you understand the loop, the cue, the routine, and the reward, what's one routine in your life that you're going to consciously change? Really think about it. The power to rewire your brain is right there, in your hands.